Hi guys, and welcome to a brand new series of Let's Play Rimworld Alpha 12. In this series we're going to be playing Rimworld, which is kind of this kind of a what would you call it, resource management type of game. Anyway, you'll see a little bit more about it. Well, actually it tells you right there. Commonly simulated by Tanya Sylvester. I love this game. I did start playing it for a while because I didn't really like the new updates, but I've been hearing some good things about it, so let's go ahead and see what we can do. So the first thing you have to do in this game is create a world, and just gonna randomize it a little bit. Okay, I'm liking this. So save and finish. Now you have to create a new colony. So you can pick these type of AI storytellers. AI storytellers pretty much tell you how things are going to work out in your game. So you can put something like random, and immediately as you start the game, everything could go wrong. It's possible, but and you have these other two storytellers, which is Phoebe Chillax. Just like her name suggests, it's kind of like easy mode or easier than Cassandra Classic and Randy Random. It kind of gives you a little bit more time to build and get yourself settled. Cassandra Classic is just basically basic story mode. Same thing happens every time. You can actually plan for it. So usually what will happen is you'll start the game, and then there'll be like a animal attack to kind of test you a little bit, and then after a bit you'll get a raider attack, and it'll be like one raider, and it's the same. You can pretty much predict Cassandra Classic. So although Randy Random is pretty dangerous, it can be very easy, and the only reason I'm going for Cassandra Classic is because I haven't played this game for a while, like I said, and I'm just getting it back into it. So I don't really want to jump in the deep end of Randy Random, because it could be a thing where you can spend literally hours and hours playing and nothing will happen, or it's just a wave of attacks after attacks after attacks after attacks, and I don't really want that to happen, because there's a lot of new mechanics that have been added, like animal taming and so forth, and I kind of want to try them out. So I'm just going to go on Cassandra Classic Rough simply because I understand kind of the basics of the game, but it's just the new mechanics that I'm not too familiar with, so I'm going to go with Rough. So these are two worlds. That's the test world I created, but this is the world that we got. That's the one. So now you have to kind of pick a space where you want to be, and it kind of like each of these spaces are the worlds that you're gonna be at. Granite, marble, but I want mountainous, granite, marble, mountainous. Pretty good. Mountainous regions are very easy to get started with, simply because there's so many mountains. You can kind of dig your way into a mountain and set up base there, which saves on resources. It's very tricky. It's a little bit longer to get started than actually building a base, but it's way more secure because you only have one entrance, and usually you don't get zappers till later on in the game. And zappers are basically people that find different ways to get into your base through using bombs and so forth. But we're looking for two stone types that are going to be in the area: granite and marble. Granite because it's the strongest stone in the game, marble because it's the prettiest stone in the game. So marble, you can create furniture out of marble and it will have a positive effects on your colonists, and you could also sell those furnitures at a higher price than slate or the other types of stone. Granite I think is the ugliest. No, or is it sandstone? I'm not sure. Either way, granite's the strongest. Slate is just behind granite, and then after I think it's marble. Either way, slate is cheap. Granite is the daddy of stones. So we're gonna go with this one. Select site. Now it's time to pick our colonists, And there's a couple of things we need to take into account when picking colonists. So first of all, their age. Sex doesn't really matter right now, but I am reading up on the forum or their news, whatever. They're saying that they might include relationships, so sex might be a thing to take into account later on. But the main things are age, childhood and adulthood, and incapable of, and traits. These are the main things that matter in your colonies, because these are your skills. Skills matter to a certain extent, but the thing is with skills, they can be improved. So the more they do it, so the more he shoots, the more he fights melee, or the more he talks to people, that skill improves. And you can see there's these things right here. The flame, small flame, is kind of like he's passionate about it, he's interested to learn, so that means he'll learn faster than other skills that he's not passionate about. And burning passion means he'll learn really fast. That is his skill. He's gonna dominate that area, and that's basically what you kind of want to focus on building. But first of all, we got to look for an appropriate age. So the way I kind of do it is I look for an appropriate age. It's 37. It's kind of good. I see the skills that he's unable to do. So shooting and melee. So he's incapable of violence, which already is not good. Traits, he's volatile, so he could break at any moment and start attacking other villages. He's a green thumb, means he gets a bonus for growing, the skill growing. And he's a psychopath, which means the cannibalism is in a game, so you can make him a cannibal, or wait, not a cannibal, you can make him cook, so he can kill, like he can chop up humans without having any sort of negative effects to his psyche, because he just doesn't care about how other people feel. But the problem is volatile. You want the mentally strongest colonist for your starters. These are the guys that are going to be with you throughout the majority of the early game, and you don't want them to break, because the early game is the most difficult part. It's the most difficult. Then you have the mid game, which is kind of like a smooth breeze. You get yourself set up, you have enough of everything, and then the late game is where it starts to pick up again. But the early game is, honestly, there are so many colonies that when you start, they will just die. They will just die, and you'll have to start again. There's no way. Like, for example, I could start this game right now, and all three of these guys could get killed by what's it called, a squirrel. It's literally possible. So I don't want anyone incapable of violence, and I don't want anyone volatile that's gonna break, because when he breaks, he could do one thing. He could give up and leave the colony. He could do three things: give up, leave the colony, or just give up and just wander around. He's just broken in a daze. Or he could start attacking anything that's within close proximity, but usually they target other colonists more than, if, for example, if there was like a squirrel or anything. So don't want a volatile. Green thumb, cyclic double, and fast walker. He's pretty good. He's good at growing as well. So his age could be a problem. He's 53 years old, so you got to think they do age. So if he's 53 now, the older you are, and the more experienced you are at something, but the older you are, that affects your speed. So if we go into this more information panel right here, and we look at his stats, so you can see his percentage, and that's kind of like the speed that he can do stuff, and the quality that he can do stuff. So right now, researching 100%, 200% on his plant work speed, which is very, very fast. That is very, very fast. And so we check his health. Okay, so that's pretty good. He's got good health. and he's overall a good grower. So I would use him for doctor slash growing, and because he's psychically dull, he won't be affected by psychic phenomena that happen. Like there's these waves that just attack the psyche of your colonist and cause them to break. He won't be as effective. What ideally you want cyclically deaf, but dull is pretty good as well. Green thumb is pretty good, and fast walker means he can walk faster, and since he needs to walk to grow, that means he can work faster as well. That increases his working speed. So he's an amazing colonist. What I like to do is rename them to what they are. So grower, wait, I have to spell it a specific way because there's not enough space. Grow duck. Say, I usually put like grow duck, something like that, just so I know I can find him quickly. When you get more colonists, and you'll see when we actually start the game, but it can get really hectic and it can be really hard to find your colonist. Okay, so we're gonna go on the second one, and I'm gonna try to speed it up now as you kind of get the gist of how it works. Not really good, not really good, not really good. Jealous, wait. Good shooting, incapable of hauling, healthy, good with animals. The only part is jealous. Cold tolerant, social, no. Okay, and I thought to myself the video is going to take a bit too long, so I took the liberty of pausing the recording, and wow, and kind of getting set up. Okay, this is interesting. I've never had a map like this. It's literally majority stone, which is good, but very interesting. Okay, so we're gonna set up in this little area right here. So first thing I'm gonna do is, actually I'll leave this to the next episode. What I'll do is I'll just land them. So here they are. Just gonna equip them. Let's see, shooting, melee 4, melee 2, shooting 1. So you're not really important. Shooting 4, you can get that one. You had no shooting, so you can get, and you have one, so you can get the pistol. Okay, so far so good. Game hasn't changed dramatically. Okay, so I'm just gonna set these orders. Chop wood, just chop all this wood, and let's just set patient, warden, handle. Actually, I'll leave that right now. Construction, actually mine and grow. Okay, for now that's gonna have to do, and join me in the next episode when we actually start building our town. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and comment, subscribe if you feel like it. Just leave me some feedback. Let me know how how I'm doing. If you enjoy it, what I could change if you feel like it. And yeah, peace.